Yeah, we're kind of free right now for a little bit, so I figured I'd get on. Very busy, but when not busy, very good. Draven's Blades? Fortunately not. Fortunately not. If I was forced to not play Bilgewater, I would play Draven. Or like the Freljord. Or like the Shadow Isles. My fucking eyes. Hang on. Lilia, Draven is Chadge. Tobias, is that French? I don't speak French, I'm sorry. I don't speak the French. Shit, it scared me. I don't know any French, good sir. Maybe like, bonjour, je m'appelle, qu'est-ce que c'est, baguette, du fromage, poulet. I think that's about it. God, okay. Maybe I should, do stream alerts. On Discord. People always find a way to monetize everything. For a bot in your Discord server that pings everyone when you go live with your Twitch link, they want $90. And be it, that's not the only thing you get for the purchase, but like, it's essentially a $90 Discord bot. It's fucking insane. Thing better, like, do my taxes as well, save me some money. After it steals all of it. Yo, yo. We haven't recently. They're going to resume in July. Everything normally will resume July. This month is going to be so bizarre for me. Tomorrow I will be streaming on the main channel, first of all. I haven't been on there in a while. And the main reason I'm not streaming on there now is I don't really have that much time, and I don't want to get on and play a game and then be like, okay, I'm going. Whereas on this channel, I can just get on and then leave whenever. We have to paint walls tomorrow. We have to empty a closet. We have to empty a room. We have to build a bookcase. We have to clean out the kitchen. I have to take things to a storage unit. And that's like bare minimum that has to be done tomorrow. I usually go to bed at like 4 a.m. now and wake up at 10. So, well, me and Ivana. And then after all of that's done, I can clean. Or did I say clean after all that? I mean stream. I don't know what I said. You know, I would love to wake up one day and just sit down and be like, you know what? I'm going to stream for 20 hours straight, and the only thing I'm going to stop for is food. because that hasn't happened in a while with how hectic everything has been in life. Um, and that's the main reason, again, we're not really as consistent as we'd like to be. So I'm hoping it goes back to normal. Yeah, again, in July, it will, but it's going to kind of take a little bit to get to that point. $24-hour stream to start off July. I mean, I could do anything like that. Yeah, it's possible. Anything like that is possible just after July. We've got 2 weeks to basically get this place ready for like mochi and all of our shit. So out with the old, in with the new, and we're going to have a cooking stream in July. I took an HelloFresh sponsorship, and I'm gonna be cooking on stream. Ivana's gonna be the camera woman, even though I told her I'm like, why don't you just cook with me? And she's like, I don't want to cook. Surprisingly. So I'm going to attempt to follow a recipe. Chaos Dwarves? No. I don't really like Chaos Dwarves. They've fled the love of their ancestors. They will not be here or anywhere in my sight. Wretched, ugly beasts. We don't like them. I do wonder what they're going to be doing, though, for the Chaos Dwarves in the old world if they decide to bring stuff back. I want to see. Chaos Dwarfs Legacy Army List. Sorcerers of Hashut, Infernal Guard Commanders, Hobgoblin Khan, Infernal Ironsworn, Infernal Guard, Kadai Fireborn, Hobgoblin Cutthroats, Hobgoblin Wolf Riders, Bull Centaur Renders, Iron Demons, the Great Taurus, Lalamasu, Deathstreaker Rocket, Dreadquake Mortar, Magma Cannon. What's crazy to me is there's no mid-tier infantry. Actually, no, there is. The Infernal Guard are mid-tier infantry. 11 points each. Is that really it, though? That's kind of boring, though. Like, where are the Chaos Dwarf Warriors and, like, the generic stuff? Sneaky Gits. I feel like their roster is so boring. It's like dwarves with hobgoblins and creatures, and as like interesting as that sounds, you've got like 3 Chaos Dwarf units. Like, I know Chaos Dwarves are supposed to be this like amalgamation of wretched hobgoblins, demon engines, and infantry, but oh well. No way, you can't cook. You take food, not make them. I mean, I can make food. I can cook food. I mean, you just follow instructions. That's how that works. HelloFresh sends you a crate of food and they say, here's a bunch of recipes, go make recipes. That's kind of how that works. I want to do that, and I want to do Factor. I genuinely want to try Factor again. Microwavable meals. Fuck. Pretty good. Thank you, buddy. We're gonna be going to bed soon because it's kind of late, but I appreciate it, man. There ain't nothing wrong with winding down to some piss chilling with Warhammer. And I do want to finish this gyrocopter within the next, like, week, ideally. Everything looks so washed out. Maybe tomorrow. I don't really do normals. No, not really. Reason being, normals are just kind of boring, you know? When you've played ranked for so long, it's kind of like the only thing you can enjoy anymore. League tomorrow, I'm going to say yes, but, like, I'm going to be so busy that it'll probably be in the afternoon, or in the evening, or at night, maybe. Certainly not in the morning, so I think we're going to be, trying some new stuff. I was supposed to stream League today, because I had ordered a face cam. I forgot my face cam at a different location. And I got the face cam in, and I was cleaning out my garage, and I found another fucking face cam. So I'm like, ugh, what a waste. So we need to hook the webcam up and get going. We got to stream some fucking League. I want to play some GP, even though he's ballsack ass early game. Horrible character early game. Yeah, sometimes finding hidden treasures are excellent. Yeah, early game is unplayable. It's so garbage. The days of no webcam, the reveal was epic. The reveal was in this room. It's the same room. Bite Frost Steel Buddy, can you show us your miniature collection? Collection of what? Boxes? Right now, come July 1st, this has probably been the first time in maybe, like, to me, to be able to do this, probably 10 years consistently. Before that, it was kind of like in and out of the hobby to where I'd be selling stuff, hoarding stuff, selling stuff, hoarding stuff. Right now, I have nothing in terms of an army. Like, I've got the minis to make armies, but, like, again, I haven't been able to sit down to make enough. I've got stuff on my desk. Here, I'll show you what Ivana made. Ivana painted these Night Haunt. She did, what are these guys called? I don't even know what they're called. Something. Chain ghasts, chain something. So that's what she did. And then for me, I think I've painted like 2 minis in about 3 years. So I painted like a Dwarf Warrior from Fantasy, and then I did like a Dwarf Warrior from Lord of the Rings. That's basically it, man. I got no time for anything. But again, come July, I'll be able to actually do more stuff. So, yeah. I don't paint often, but I think it's a pretty decent standard for like one mini a year. Literally, one mini a year, or one mini every like year and a half. So, yep, no time. The one thing I will regret, or rather I am regretting, is selling all of my old stuff, the stuff I grew up with. Um, just because it's like good nostalgia, and you can look back at like where you were and where you are now. It's like I love this hobby, but sometimes when you grow up, $20 is more important than Warhammer minis. Sometimes. Necronian Dwarven Army mini Necrons. Ooh, sacrilege. Although if it's a Necron, not so much. So that could work. I used to have a little Necron force. I had like Necron warriors with scarabs and I think maybe a destroyer when they used to sell them like individually. Yo, yo. Hello, hello. The problem with Dremels are they're too aggressive. Even if on like low settings, they'll basically just absolutely destroy miniatures. I've got a Dremel. I've got a few of them, and I don't think it's worth it. I think if you're gonna do like conversion work on metal minis or even like really thick plastic chunks, Dremeling is useful. But for the sake of like mold lines and stuff like that, cleanup, you would never use a Dremel. Like, it's way too aggressive. I got a cheap one to test it out. Yeah, I've got I mean, you can use like any sort of electronic. I don't have it here. Like one of those like wow sticks, those little pens, um, like an electronic like drill, hand drill. You literally just put a Dremel bit on there, and you can start Dremeling stuff as well. Um, it has its uses, but like it's not needed. So, no, Dremel is not useful. It's more. It's useful, but like it's a rarity that you're going to be using it more often than not. Oh, donation. Yeah, hey, Disloyal, thank you, buddy. I'm away from Mochi right now for 2 weeks. So part of why we're here is to kind of get the place going for Mochi so he's got room to run around and like live free. Thank you, buddy. We're going to be buying him a new bed. His old bed got ripped up, that little fucking cupcake bed he had. Thank you, man. I'll use it for pinning models to bases. You're not really supposed to Dremel. Well, you would use like, would you Dremel a hole in a foot to pin it type of deal? Is that what you mean? Because you could use like a pin drill, right? Because typically Dremels take off like large chunks of things. They're not as precise as maybe like a pin drill. Like, of course, you can get different heads for the Dremel to make it more like tight knit. Oh yeah, okay. I mean, true. Would you just put like the pin? You'd put the drill bit in the Dremel and then just use it because you could do that. Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. Sure. You just got to be mindful of like how fast you're going with that thing because it will kind of like get out of hand. That's cool. Yeah, you could do that. I don't really pin anything just because I haven't worked with metal in like 10 years. Um, I will be working with metal very soon, considering I've got a bunch of metal things to make. Pinning is not a very fun thing to do. But there is a sense of like, accomplishment when you do finish it because it takes so long. So even if it's not fun, it makes you feel good for finishing it. I pin plastic minis? What? You're trolling. Never. Never. Do not pin. You're pinning plastic? No, I would say wholeheartedly, you're wasting your time. Um, the thing about, like, if you're scared of things falling off bases, you can kind of like gash up the base a bit with a knife and then just make sure like the plastic is kind of melting together. Um, when I was gluing this guy, because this guy, I finished the base separate and then him separate. So like the shield was separate, the body was separate, the base was separate. I glued him together with super glue. And it only fell off once. It broke once when it dropped on the floor. So like, whatever. But um, I've never had problems with plastic glue, like typically just because it melts the plastic together. I would love to start in the Warhammer world, but I already spend a lot on Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, I mean you can start for free by just like reading stuff though online. Plastic, well, it does work on bases. No, it melts the bases. It does. It's just plastic on plastic. It's acetone melting two things together. Again, you can make it abrasive. Like you can just kind of cut gashes into the base. Yeah. It's it melts plastic. Yes. Bases are made of plastic. I would say the GW glue is a little bit shoddy sometimes. Um but like yeah, you're typically going to use plastic glue on plastic stuff. Yeah. Because it's a welded bond. It's not like super glue where it's essentially just being stuck together by the glue, right? Instead of like a chemical happening and then, or a chemical reaction and, the two kind of like melding together. Nope. Nope. Yeah, I don't think it's a type of plastic. Or maybe, well, when it comes to GW stuff, they're not really using any different plastics, right? Like, I'm pretty sure it does work. Um, the easiest way to figure that out, man, if you don't know, honestly, is just take a random bit and glue it to a random base. And you'll see what I mean. Because it will not move. Yeah, go for it. It'll work, honestly. I mean, the biggest thing is sticking miniatures to bases, like you said, and having them not break off. You can put a lot of glue, and then the glue kind of gets everywhere, or you put too little, and then there's not enough. So you kind of have to figure out like the right amount. Um, I think for my armies, when it comes to gluing minis to bases, I'm just going to super glue them. Base was primed. Well, exactly. There you go. Because you have that paint layer uh, above the plastic, and it's not gonna mesh. Yeah, there you go. Dumb me. I mean, it's all good, man. You learn as you go. You don't kind of just start off like knowing everything, you know? Is it hard to make these figures? Not really. It's just tedious when it comes to cleaning them up. But then again, that's completely subjective because not everyone cleans them. God damn, 3 a.m. stream. Yeah, we're going to go to bed soon. Lots to do tomorrow. And I'm kind of in the mood to like finish a gyrocopter in the middle of all of this mess that we're doing. Ivana! 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 I'm thirsty. I need my woman to get me a drink. Ivana, can you... Oh, she's pooping. Never mind. Never mind. Well, yeah, when it comes to making miniatures, I mean, you tell me if this looks hard. Instruction manual. Cut the pieces out and glue them together. Continue gluing them together. Continue gluing them together, and you have a completed miniature. It's not that hard. Again, it's more so tedious than it is challenging. The problem with doing stuff like this, though, is that if you're someone who's kind of anal about painting and you follow these instructions to, like, the very end of them, you're essentially going to be fucked over by half of the things made because your paintbrush can't get to all of them. Do you do anything else besides streaming? Yes, I eat. Exactly as he said. That's all I do. I just eat food. Now, right now, we're busy with preparing some rooms. Downsizing clutter. Painting walls. We just finished spackling a wall and then also like sanding it out today. Tomorrow we paint said wall. And then we go build the Billy bookcase and then we put the Billy against the wall. There's a lot of stuff to do. We're painting Ivana's room. It's going to be just like an eggshell white. Very generic. No. The thing about doing anything over the years is that you need to keep it fresh by just doing random things. You know, do different stuff and you won't get bored. There is no one on this earth who can wake up every day and do the exact same thing from the cradle to the grave and be remotely, like, happy. Like the exact same thing day in and day out. Like it's not fun. So you got to kind of mix it up. Variety is very good. Yeah, you could do that too. I was meant to stream last night, but time disappeared on me. Yes, time disappears for all of us right now. Fucking busy as hell. Yeah, I mean, people need human interaction. Sometimes people don't like other people, but like there is no one out there who wants to sit alone for like every waking hour. It's good to talk to people, it's good to see people, it's good to just be out with people and conversing and playing games and hanging out. Like that's normal. I would imagine if you didn't do any of that, you'd probably be very fucking bored and miserable. Not always, but like, you could be enjoying it. Variety, man, the spice of life. Just do different things. It's good mental. Helps your brain out. Okay. We are good. Thank you. Thank you. We're chilling. It's very late. It's like 3 a.m. It's time for sleep. It's time to go to sleep. I'm so tired. I can't wait to wake up and be busy again all day. What a great existence. Yeah, I've heard of Hades. It's not really my game. The only Hades I know comes from God of War or Age of Mythology. Or like Dante's Inferno. We're good. Chilling. I used to be really good at Gears. I was a goat at Gears 2. I was like top wingman, with me and my bro. Top rated wingman player. Sorry. Yeah, I was. I loved Wingman Man. Like I loved Wingman Man. Um, I know everyone just played what was it? Execution. Warzone was for casuals because they allowed downs. Or was that not downs? I don't know. It was between Execution and like Warzone and Wingman. Okay. think I'm going to finish scraping this little engine bit, and then we're going to be done. I've got a PS3, which I kind of don't play on. I mainly had it for Blu-rays, and now I don't even watch movies. Yeah, God of War is cool. No, I used to I had played the original God of Wars, like the first two, I think it was. I pre-ordered the second one with the insider's guide, and I remember for years as a kid, whenever I'd go take a dump, I had the guide in the bathroom and I'd read it and then go back and play the game. Yeah, God of War's great. Started with God of War 3? Yeah, a lot of people did. That's the new one, right? Wait, no, that's not the new one. God of War 3 was what? PlayStation 3? PS3, right? God of War 1 and 2 are PS2. The new one is like Ragnarok. I don't remember. Those are legit as fuck games, though. Very good. And 4, yeah, they're crazy, man. Whenever you go up against like a god or whatever, it's like cinematic as fuck. Like it really puts into perspective how small you are to some of these people. Like in one of them, you had to go up against I think it was Cronus or some shit, like one of the Titans, and you were climbing up this guy's like arm, and you were like an ant, a summer ant to this guy. Super cool. Yeah. No, that was like super Giga Chad, like insanely masculine man game. Like, holy shit. It's a man simulator. Yeah, that was cool. When I grow up, I want to be like Kratos. Man, those fucking trailers hit differently when you saw them. Remember that old Gears of War trailer? What was the song where Marcus is running through like the city and it's raining and the locusts are looking at him through the windows? What was that song? And then he stumbles into a building and finds what are they called? Like Corpse Grinder or some shit. Not the guy from Cannibal Corpse, but that was cool. Hey, Ivana, can you grab me a water, please? Can you grab me a water, please? I'll turn the cam off. Oh! This woman! The voices. You know what the song was called? It was called Mad World. All around me are familiar. Yeah, Mad World. I just remembered it. What a mad world we live in right now. This song is very fitting. Is it this one? It's this one. It's the Gears of War trailer song. Holy nostalgia. Badass. Dude, the Gears of War trailers were so depressing. Like, I think it was Gears 3 where it opened up with, like, everyone just fucking glassed over and they're running through a bunch of corpses. Yeah, it was, like, holy shit. The trio of games was, like, perfection. No, it was good. I was 11, but still. Yeah, that was sad. Dom was never my favorite character, but, like, he was a legit bro, you know? They actually have the soundtracks for the games. Do I remember any of these songs? Is this it? This was Gears 3. This right here was Gears 3. The way he died was Giga Chad? Oh, yeah, for sure. Wait, was this Gears 3? Might have been. I never fucked with Mass Effect. I had a buddy who played it, but I was never really into it. There was so many good games out at the time. I'm like, dude. That's the last time I think I've cared about, like, pre-orders on games was around that time. It's been so long since I've given a shit about pre-ordering a game. I'm not gonna lie. Like, or even just in general, a game release, it's just not as exciting as it once was. And I don't think that has anything to do with getting old. It's just more of like, well, maybe it is getting old. Maybe as a kid you find more things fun. Possible to pre-order games came out finished. That too, yeah. Now you have to wait. Like, dude, one of the last games I purchased, AAA title, by the way, Callisto Protocol. If you've seen reviews or played that game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The ending of the game isn't even the fucking ending. You have to buy the DLC to see how the game ends. And it sucked dick. It was garbage. Horrible. My PC is from 2014 and games don't work anymore. Speaking of old PCs, I was looking through a lot of my old storage stuff today, and I found the original Dawn of War on CD and like AVP2 and stuff like that. That's a bit of nostalgia. No, I didn't. I just tied my hair up. They are disappointing. Last time I was hyped to fuck with a Star Wars game, Fallen Order. Those games were good, yeah. Isn't there like two of them? RPGs take a lot of willpower to keep doing. Like they're very, very involved and they're quite long. Yeah, Outlaws is cool, especially since it takes place between like good movies, Empire and Jedi, and I just want to see Jabba the Hutt, bro. I love Jabba. I love Jabba's palace. I love his whole fucking criminal organization. I love all the palace like clowns. So I really want to see how that goes. I will be playing it, yes. I typically don't give a shit about Star Wars games. I'm more so like part of the movies and the books and whatnot. Um, but like I used to play a lot of Star Wars games. Uh, Battlefront, Empire at War, I think was one of them. Like there was another few, like some old CD games. But Star Wars gaming hasn't really intrigued me for a long time. As a kid, it was more exciting. Now, as an adult, I'm just interested in like not Star Wars gaming content, you know? But we'll see. Yeah, they could do a lot, man. I mean, to be honest, whatever happens to Star Wars, do not try and remaster another game because that whole Battlefront situation was fucking disgusting. I was a massive fan of Battlefront growing up, and I had played the new one for about 20 minutes. And by played, I mean trying to find a match, and then it just completely is unplayable once you're in there. It was garbage. I got my refund, though. Thank God. What happened to Battlefront? Okay, so the remaster of Battlefront, what ended up happening was a company who supposedly has done remasters before took on Battlefront, and they wanted to remaster it and bring it to the current audience. Um, and essentially what they did was they upped the graphics, they upped the multiplayer scale to like twice as many players, except they gave you the exact same game, no new features, absolutely nothing. Literally almost like 9 out of 10 nothings. And it was like as big as Elden Ring, I think it was in download. They only had like 5 dedicated servers on launch. It was completely unplayable. And everyone gave up within like a day. It was barely a reskin. Barely a reskin. You honestly couldn't even see the difference, in my opinion. They the best way to summarize what happened is they took a completed game and made it incomplete. They essentially sold you a completed game but made it unfinished. It was unplayably bad. Yeah, garbage, man. I don't trust people these days, dude. Don't trust them. That was a very fast refund. Save me from work. I work at a southern small town gas station, and there's no one that ever comes in on. Okay. Well, unfortunately, I'm going to be leaving soon because it's 3:30 a.m. and my sleep schedule right now is completely unlivable. But I do wake up early in the morning, so at least that's good. Yeah, it was like 60 gigabytes or something, or 30 gigabytes. Like, it was the size of a AAA fucking game, and it looked like Play-Doh, and it played like eating Play-Doh. Garbage. Garbage. Garbage game. Yeah, I deleted it. And I got review bombed, thankfully. Fucking shit people who made that. And didn't they charge, like, even more? Pretty sure they charged a bunch of money for it as well. Disgusting. That's kind of one of the reasons why I've given up on buying games, or I'm not really as intrigued by games anymore. Like indie games, I'm not talking about like League of Legends or anything. I'm talking about games that you pay for. They're too expensive. They're too big in file size, and you don't even know what you're getting into. Like, what are you buying with $60? Right? Usually an unfinished piece of shit that makes you purchase DLC to finish the game, or like it's just a mess and your money's immediately gone. So, I don't know, man. I don't trust games no more. That and also the content of games isn't really for me. Like, I will be buying Space Marine 2 because it's Space Marine 2. And from what I've seen, it looks good. The original was great. I'm not really a big Space Marine fan, but, like, I can't pass that game up considering it was one of the few gems that, Games Workshop had. Well, for the average person who buys games. Dude, I buy my music, okay? And you might say, oh, you're a Twitch streamer. You can afford the music. As a child, it was the child support father who supplied the Warhammer, but also saving up money from chores and birthdays and everything. And well before even being a streamer, I would also spend money on physical CDs. I used to buy like 5 CDs at a time of just music that I loved, and I'd collect it. So I still have a lot of my old music that I've had over the years, but it's just in a bin. Can you use music in streams when you buy it? No. You're legit me, but a little older. Yeah, have a good look, bro. You're going to turn out to be like me. Fat, decrepit, and surrounded by short, hairy people. Well, I mean, I don't know. I've always, when it comes to music, I've always supported artists. Because, music is art. And to be an artist in like today's times is extremely hard. To be an artist at any point in time in history, doing your own thing and producing music that is extremely subjective, um, and then finding success out of it is absolutely insane. It's awesome. It's something that not many people get to do. You spent your whole life learning art and then AI was made and now you have nothing in life. I don't believe that. I think AI does kind of hinder some stuff, but like true art will never be beaten. People will still support artists. People will still pay a lot of money to get art done, right? Why would you ever want, like, the reason AI is even successful is just because it's free, right? People don't have to pay for shit. Like a company making a game, right? They can just go get a bunch of AI crap and then be like, okay, we've paid nobody and we've made more money, or we've saved money, right? Like one of the stupidest fucking things I've ever seen, and of course, like the people who do this are drones. Like there's no working around with these guys. Like you just got to be brain dead. Um, they'll go on Etsy and purchase AI created emotes, and I'm like, they're garbage. Like they're objectively garbage. They don't look good. All the proportions are wrong. All the colors are different per emote. Um, they add like random things to emotes that shouldn't even be there, right? Like it's just funky. And of course, over the years, maybe they'll get better. But like even then, now I've always supported artists, always, whenever I can. It is about saving monies, and it does hurt artists. But I think at the end of the day, it's like there still will be work for artists. It's just you got to find the right people. Connoisseurs. Fuck, I commissioned art recently. In the last year, I commissioned two things from a guy named Darko Stojanovic, and he's out in, I believe, Russia, and very nice guy, amazing artist, badass work, and he painted Belagar Ironhammer and he painted Thoric Ironbrow. You can see it below the stream. If you scroll down and you see the giant image, that was a commission from him. And then if you click it, you'll see Belagar. I've got them behind me. I could show you, actually. Okay. So, I don't know which one this is. This is Thoric Ironbrow. Okay, so this is oils on an 8x10 canvas. I'll have to show it up here. So, Thoric Ironbrow. I still need to get them framed. Like, how are you gonna get AI over this? Come on, bruh. You're crazy. So it's really good, but I need to frame them, like with a really nice frame. Yeah, it's really cool. And he loves dwarves too. Like this guy really loves Warhammer. So that was Thoric. And then Belagar. It's here. Like right there. And I mean, you can literally get prints of these things on his website, and he makes all the money. I don't. I just advertise his stuff because I really appreciate what he's done for me, and he's just a cool guy. Like we talk via email. Um. So yeah, the prints are beautiful. I own a few of them. He's done Ungrim. He's done Gotrek. He did Thorgrim. I've got a few of his stuff actually, like really big posters. He did a Santa Thorgrim. Um, he did a sketch of Ungrim that I actually own as well. Like this guy's, he's a cool guy, and he loves what he does, and I love his stuff, so I support him. He does do Star Wars, but it's kind of been like, it's kind of on the back burner. Those are the original copies. Yeah, those are the hand painted originals. Well, not entirely true. The thing is, well, that's the thing with art, though, is that it's very subjective. People can like very simplistic, like streamlined designs that people can create um, without 20 years of experience. Um, I guess it's just, again, finding the right people, right? How are you going to sell artwork of a fucking dwarf to anyone in 2024? Unless you've got a guy who's like obsessed with dwarves, you know what I mean? Um, like I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, it's like there is a market for shit. It's just you have to find your people. Yeah, exactly. I mean, there is luck involved, of course. I mean, the thing is, there's always communities um, out there that you should probably be involved in if you're an artist, because, like, if you like a specific thing and you like painting it, then where would you go but the people who also enjoy that stuff? So, like, if you love painting birds or drawing birds, why would you ever go to a Warhammer group? Go to the bird group, like the bird watchers or the bird fucking lovers or something, right? Because everyone enjoys some type of style and topic, you know, so people in that sphere will also enjoy it. I'm going to bed here very soon. Yeah, because I am old. I look better on the other cam, don't worry. This is the old man camera. Back in my day, we played Warhammer in person. We didn't go on the PC. We didn't even have PCs. This camera doesn't do me good. I look different on the other camera, I'll tell you that. Now, this is the original stream room. So we're coming back. It isn't blinding at all, it's just kind of harsh. Okay, I think I will be ending though, because it's been about an hour here, and it's like 4 a.m. Someone taped a banana in an art museum. Yeah, and then people like started gathering around to fucking like photograph it. There's been a thing like there was a group of people opened up a shoe shop, and they were selling it under the guise of like expensive designer shoes, and they were like $20 pairs of shoes, and everyone came in and spent like $600,000-700,000 on them and took pictures and all this shit. Like, I guess when you've got so much money and do nothing all day, that's kind of what you do. To each his own, I guess. That is like fucking brain rot. Watching from work, trying to look like I do something productive here. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, again, I do have to go. It's just way too late. People will pay $3,000 for air and AI art. You know, it really just takes. The reason I appreciate art so much is just because I grew up with art. My mother was always artistic. I was always artistic. The only things I aced in school was art. Like, I always wanted to draw and make Warhammer and create battle scenes and go out and fucking, like, build sandcastles and all these crazy different, things in the woods with twigs. Like, most of my childhood was spent doing that or playing softball, playing lacrosse, like, just a bunch of weird shit. So for me, I don't view AI art as anything, you know? It can be used for stuff, but, like, when it comes to art and artists, I would never even hold a candle to it. Like, it's not anything. But some people like it, and for others, it is accessibility, and that's interesting. But at the same time, it's like, eh. I guess if it's for, like, personal use and you just want to look at whatever the fuck you've typed in, I don't see anything wrong in that. But there's a problem when it comes to, like, selling AI art or using it for, like, commercial stuff. Like, that's bad. There's nothing wrong with just typing in a prompt and being like, oh, cool image. I guess that's fine, but well, I mean, everyone's into something, man. Just like all the crypto bros and the fucking dead ape lovers. Like, everyone's into something. Whatever. It's what to get used when Warhammer Total War modding guys use it for the unit cards. Yeah. I don't see anything. I mean, sure. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. If it comes out looking whatever, I mean, it's a for fun mod. They're not making money off of it, so, like, why not? If it's like fan service stuff, I'm talking about taking it to, like, a market and trying to sell AI stuff. Like, that's fucking bogus. But again, for any sort of, like, personal use, um, yeah, Skynet. It's gonna become self-aware, take over the planet. They're going back in time to kill the person who will stop us. I mean, you know what, man? Life is life and shit moves on. I'm not interested in it. I don't buy it. I don't bother with it. People said the same thing when the internet boomed back in 2000s. I mean, look, those are old people now. What do they know? When I was growing up, I didn't have no internet. I think either way, no matter how things pan out, humanity has fucked up somewhere. And we've lived to learn with it. Or we've learned to live with it. Like, AI is here to stay, it's not going anywhere. Right? No matter how many people hate it and how many people like it, it's like you can't just get rid of it for good. Unless you pass some bill and it gets, like, banned, sure, but this ain't TikTok. Fucking hell. He reigns in what the fuck are you on about? What? Shouldn't you be off doing British people things like combing your teeth for bugs? Eating beans and mash, bruv. Beans on toast in it, bruv, down at the pub. This doesn't do anything with it. You made the data protection regulation, and it's been a pain in the ass for most countries, whereas the Zuck and other big corpos just ask to waiver your rights for data protection. Either way, man, I mean, look, we have no say in it, so I don't really care. I don't think my voice means anything in the grand scheme of things, and so I've learned to live with it, and it's whatever, right? It is what it is, man. Everyone talked about, um, like, oh my god, Vanguard in League of Legends, China's getting all our information. It's like, they probably already have your information, and it is what it is. Play the game. I mean, potatoes are good. Potatoes, boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Hey man, I'm happy I don't wake up and go rage type on Twitter about like Vanguard or the state of like the world, which the state of the world is not in a good place right now. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people suffering, which is never fucking good. But, you know, as me, someone who's a fucking guy who plays games all day, it's like I have no say in anything. Oh, it is shitty, yeah. People don't like it. Only cheaters hate kernel level anti cheats. I mean, I've always said this and I'll keep saying it. The funniest thing ever is introducing Vanguard to the game, and it's supposed to stop cheating, but then you've got characters like fucking Yone or like all of these goof ass clown chewed like champions kind of running around cheating anyways with how broken they are. So I'd like to say that what people play in game is far worse than getting one guy cheating in 100 games. Like actually, I've rarely been cheated out of a league game to the point where I've been pissed off. Like some of the cheats are like there's legitimate like third party cheats and then there's in game bugs, you know, and of course the ones that they're going after the external ones, right? The fucking like what do you call it? It's not like aimbotting, like the scripting stuff, right? Um, yeah, I don't think you lose to that often. I'm not gonna lie. I've played this game for 10 years, and I think I've maybe been cheated like a handful of times without even knowing it too. So I would take the cheaters over half of the broken shit in that game. Yes, that's what it is. It's scripting. Yeah. Yeah, most of them are dumbasses. I mean, you have to be deluded and a clown anyways to download like scripts in a competitive game. Like, come on, you have to be just low life scum. Like, if you're cheating in a video game, just imagine how sad your life is. Like, really? Like, what a fucking bozo. The craziest thing too is people sometimes have egos when they do it. Like, holy self awareness. It's like, what? Yeah, it's a toothpick. I actually find them very useful. Toothpicks are excellent. They did, yeah, based on league rank. There was restaurants that would give you discounts for being challenger because that meant you were a better human being. Gimmicky stuff like that, though, that's pretty typical for like China, Korea. Like it's cool, but yeah. I've got metal needles. I have one right here. I use both. If it's really bad, I'll use this. But typically, this is good enough because it doesn't ruin the plastic as much as I might need it for what I'm doing. Like, because the toothpick is kind of soft, you know? Yeah. I've used both, though. I used them today. Yeah, I mean, that's just like delusion, man. I don't know. If you cheat in a game and then go flaunt how good you are, even though you know you're cheating, you're just a fucking weirdo. Like, how is it so hard to be a human being for playing a video game? Like, actually, it's just bizarre. I don't understand. I was playing Akshan. Yes, I'm sorry. I got destroyed by a Zereth. I was like, wow, this guy's really getting in on G, and this Smurf out nowhere died me, and I got ulted. Yeah. I mean, people typically play Zereth to cheat. If you have a character with insane skill shots and you can hit them all, you're kind of like murdering people. People have already bypassed Vanguard. Like, it didn't do anything. Well, actually, it did do something, but like it was so minor that did it even matter? Well, you know, the funniest thing I've ever seen when it comes to Vanguard was they're like, guys, we're deploying Vanguard to every region starting on this date. And then in parentheses, it's like excluding China. It's parentheses? What are they called? Is it parentheses? Yeah, parentheses. Holy shit, I'm a dumbass. Yeah. Excluding China. Okay. Gotcha. Do they really? For League of Legends? Maybe that's why. I thought they were being sussy. That is true, yeah. It did kind of fuck things up for some people. League was always about accessibility. First and foremost, an accessible, free co-op experience. Okay, I think, folks, I am done here. I've got a few more bits of the gyrocopter to finish, like, whenever I have free time. Um, uh, tired. Okay, you guys are having your Vanguard conversation. I'm gonna go have my bed conversation with a bottle of water because I'm thirsty as hell. Um, Everyone, take care of yourselves. Stay safe, be well. Thanks for hanging out as usual. If you catch me again, it'll be tomorrow on the main channel, on this channel most likely as well. So yeah, everyone, take care of yourselves. Have a great night, great evening, great morning, and I'm out of here. Peace, everyone. Peace. Bye bye. Peace, everyone. Have a good night, guys.